actually in the same place twice? What is up, you guys? I'm the SuperAnimeGirl, and this is episode 4 of the Space Dandy Vlogs. So what happened in the last episode was they forgot Meow, and he's magically appeared again. It's never really explained why and how they got him back, but, you know, they have a new alien that they call a distilling. I cannot pronounce any of the aliens on this show. I don't know why. Anyway, they try to identify him, and for some reason, the alien's not really acting how the alien is supposed to, and it's all like bloodshot eyes and just like slow moving, very sickly like state. And Meow just starts poking him and it bites him. And, well, things start to happen. Meow is basically a zombie at this point, so good news, everybody. High School of the Dead's no longer the anime's only representation of the zombie apocalypse, so that's good, I guess. The only problem is Meow doesn't bite anybody until, like, the first 5 or so minutes. Because I can understand him not trying to want to bite QT, because, well, he's a robot. But Space Dandy's human. You'd think he'd be chomping away at him, but no, he's just like the whole time. And they're like, oh, maybe we should take him to a hospital, and they take him to this place called Galaxy Hospital. Well, they take me out of the hospital and keep him there for a couple of days, I guess. Pokemon Badge Eye returns, and his boss has actually hired mercenaries because the boss is just like, you're not doing a good enough job, we're gonna hire these people. And they've located him, so they're gonna work together and, yeah, try and get Dandy. On the meanwhile, the whole hospital is turned into zombies. I love the fact that when QT and Space Dandy go back to the hospital to visit Meow, QT's just like, isn't there something strange going on here? And Space Dandy's just like so fixated on hitting on the nurses. Like, you know Yakko and Wacko from the Animaniacs when they'd always be like, hello, nurse. He literally does that here. And he just like hits on them. He doesn't even notice that there are zombies and there's blood and gore everywhere. And QT's just like, something's up. We should probably figure it out. And for some reason, none of them can figure out what the hell is going on. It was seriously getting to a point where I was yelling at my TV, along with my roommate. She was like, dude, it's a zombie infestation. And we're just like, you morons, have you not seen any movies? But when they finally figure it out, they're just kind of running around trying to get out of there. And all in the meanwhile, the mercenaries are trying to kill them, but they get bitten along the way, which I have to talk about the little zombie attack thing that goes on in the hospital, because honestly, I think the drawing was really, really lazy. It was that kind of sloppy, put together really fast kind of animation, which sometimes looks really good if the whole anime looks like that, but, you know, the whole anime doesn't look like that. I mean, come on, you guys. You did the action scenes of Cowboy Bebop, and those looked fantastic. This just looked so lazy. Like, really, really lazy. Well, anyway, the Space Dandy and QT are trying to get out of the hospital in the meantime, and Space Dandy just takes QT and just starts smacking him against everybody, and QT's like, what are you doing? You're a robot, you can't catch a zombie. And then the elevator door opens, he's like, QT, let's go, and QT turns into a zombie. He's just pretty much, and then Space Dandy just runs around and goes up on a roof and finds a helicopter. He's like, yo, come get me. And you know how last week I said how Dandy's kind of a jerk to his friends? Well, he kind of is again. He's just like, I will never forget you guys. And then he's like, oh, hey, thanks for picking me up. And it's a zombie operating the helicopter. I didn't know zombies could function with heavy machinery, but I also didn't know velociraptors could open doors. So basically, everybody's a zombie now, and the narrator from the beginning of the show portion has to take over the whole storyline because, you know, they can't talk. It pretty much turns into something kind of like the movie Warm Bodies, where they're just kind of like walking around going, ugh, but they don't try to bite anybody. Like, what kind of zombies are you? And the more they're zombies, the more they turn into these, things that I like to call Tim Burton drawing. They just kind of have these sunken in eyes, and for some reason they turn blue eventually. It kind of looks like something out of The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm just saying. And they're like the worst zombies ever. What I think is funny about it too is they talk to the zombie that they got before, and he's just like, oh, the eating flesh thing will subside eventually. Here, have some yogurt. It's like, where the hell did yogurt come from out of all of this? And he's just like, I'm happy. I'm dead, but I'm happy. So, essentially the rest of the episode is them with their daily lives and the narrator translating it. What I think is funny is the number of references that they put in this. Like, there's a little bit with the Walking Dead reference and a lot of Romero movies references, because there's this alien couple that are just like, we go on dates to the mall. Oh yeah, for some reason we like to go to the mall a lot. And if you're a George A. Romero fan, you know that's like one of his favorite places to shoot zombie movies is a mall for, you know, symbolism. I don't know, I feel like the Walking Dead jokes were just kind of put in there at the last second by the Funimation translators and scriptwriters, because I don't know, do people in Japan like Walking Dead? Do they know what it is? I don't know. Maybe there's some that like it, but I don't think I've ever met a Japanese person that actually knows what it is. Basically, by the end of this, everybody's a zombie, and the narrator's like, there's no war, there's no famine, there's no this, there's no that. It's basically a peaceful coexistence, and it ends with QT, Meow, and Space Dandy in a drive-in space theater ship about to watch a George A. Romero film, and then ends. And you see a sneak peek of what's gonna happen next week, and they're perfectly fine. Are we gonna get an explanation on anything? No? Oh, okay. So this episode of Space Dandy was really, actually, genuinely funny, because I said a long time ago that I love zombie apocalypse themed stuff. This satisfied my zombie apocalypse themed stuff plus my anime, and there was no Matrix boobs involved, so thank you for that, Japan. You finally learned your lesson. Next time, I'm the SuperAnimeGirl, and I will see you guys next week.